All right, it's a Friday evening, so we all set for the weekend to set in, and thoda sa relax ho jata hai by Friday evening, so that we can get into these kind of sessions, plan for our upscaling, and sessions like these. We are glad to have Komal with us today. We have I'll just have Suranjika and Sachin and Komal as co-hosts so that I can allow you all to. Yes. We'll be waiting for 5 more minutes so that no one should be missing this session today, because it's going to be immense value addition. And just 5 more minutes so that everyone joins in. Uh, All right. Meanwhile, before we get to the session, and I introduce Komal, the team over here, the organizers. I would just like to know in the chat box, where are you all joining from, so that the host, the team, and Komal gets to know that where are we all connecting from. So please enter your cities in the chat box. Kalyani is from Mumbai. Hi, Kalyani. Nice to have you with us today. I hope you enjoy the wisdom shots and various other things in the community. We have got Alia Aswani from Thane, great. We have Darshan from Goa, Kishore from Rajasthan, lovely. Mr. Prasad from Bangalore. True to as we say that it's a pan-India community. It's a pan-India community for insurance professionals, and the growth-focused community. So lovely to have. Honestly, I'm expecting a lot more people to join in. So I hate that we'll have to start this. Yes, we have Mr. Boni D'Souza coming in. Lovely. All right. So just for like a couple of more minutes, Komal, tell us about your personal, something like a trailer of sorts, like what we can expect in today's session, without going into the depths of everything, what we can expect.
So, Amrit, I always say, I've heard the term digital first a lot. Everyone says today's businesses are digital first. I would like to correct that all businesses are social media first today. Yes, you are existent on digital mediums, but your consumers are spending their maximum amount of time on social media. So if they are spending the time on social media, you need to give them content to make sure that they see you on social media and not anybody else, right? So this today's session is just about understanding why posting on social media is important, what are the benefits of it, what is the strategy you can use to leverage that to actually generate maximum amount of impact.
Social media has got such diverse aspects, I must say, and who better than you yourself, Komal, who has been building your own on the internet, be it on Instagram, be it on LinkedIn. We are really looking forward to your session today. Before I formally introduce you, I'll just wait for some more people to join in. Whenever I think of starting, and then there are a couple of more names in the waiting room, and then that stops me. We've got about 18 people. All right.
I would love to see everyone's faces if they can switch on the camera. It's really the biggest motivation for the speaker when the cameras are switched on and I can actually interact with the audience. And whoever has joined in, I would request you guys to pull out your pen and paper, notebooks, or a digital whiteboard, whatever you guys are most comfortable with, because it is going to be an interactive session. And I am going to ask you to do a few activities. So please keep it handy.
Yes. So all of you all have attended our sessions before. The community organizes for you all. Today's session is a slightly different session. We have taken the bar a notch higher by moving from uh, workshops, moving from sessions to uh, legit workshops, wherein it's going to be more interactive. It's not going to be one way. It's not going to be one person talking and you all consuming. It's going to be actually interactive. So yes, we are looking forward to having the pens and diaries in place so that we have that kind of engagement, that kind of interaction, so that you could take away that value from today's session. So I think without much ado, let's move. We have about 20 people. Moses is logging in. So all right, Yogesh, Vikram, Mr. Prasad, Mr. Sachin, Preetham, Prasan, Mr. Datta. I always have a tough time, pronouncing his name. Prasiddhajit, Mr. Nilesh, Moses, Kalyani, Darshan, Alia, Mr. Boni, Pritam, Kishore, Mr. Parsekar, Dharmesh. A very warm welcome on behalf of the 10x Advisors Network. Um, let's start today's session. We are super excited. I hope even you are. Today's event, I would request all of you all to be on mute so that everyone can listen to the speaker very clearly. Just mute. Yeah, perfect. All right. So today's session, personal branding using the social media in 2023. Today's session is organized by Finergy Growth Solutions. We all are familiar with the brand Finergy that is creating, transformative solutions for insurance agents and advisors. So it's a session specially curated by Finergy. Today we have with us the founder and CEO Sachin Kaskar joining from Finergy, his partner Preetham joining in today. Before I get to Ms. Komal, who have joined us for today's session, I would like to just quickly give a contextual understanding of how Finergy and personal branding joins hands. It's a small sort of cue that I want to give to all those who are currently using Finergy and all those who will be using the Finergy app. We are soon going to announce a launch of a feature that allows you to create your profile, create your brand on the application that you can share with your customers, that you can share with your clients, and also earn referral business from there. Now, that's what today I have decided to talk about. That's the only thing that I'm going to talk to you about today, because very soon we are going to announce it, that very soon we are going to orient you about it, and very soon you will understand that how Finergy is going to be an enabler for you to build your own personal brand on social media as well as on the Finergy application, thereby helping you boost your business, help you prospect people, and help you boost your reference business as well. So, that's about it about this particular thing. We'll today focus on social media branding using various social media platforms, and I should not be talking about much because we have Komal with us over here. But yes, as you all know, 10x Advisors Network is a pan-India network for insurance advisors focused at your growth, helping you take your insurance business to the next level. Without much ado, a quick introduction about Komal. Firstly, Komal, thank you so much for joining us today and doing this for our lovely community, vibrant community. Trust me, Komal, all the members over here are passionate about growth, and we have such kind of responses for all our events. So it's not that, of course, this is a cherry on the cake for the kind of events we curate. But yeah, so a quick background about Komal. Komal Ravani Makija. She is a personal branding specialist from Mumbai. She is the founder and principal designer of Project Design Studio. She has been 15 plus years into the industry, carrying an experience as a brand consultant. And today she's going to spend some time with you exclusively for the members of the community, talking about how insurance advisors can leverage personal branding on social media and skyrocket their businesses in 2023. So, Komal, hand over to you. It's all yours.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, Amrit, and thank you so much, guys, for having me. Let's start. Let's start with the presentation. Can I share?
Yeah, I would just like to ask Mr. Sachin, would you like to add anything? I'm sure we, as organizers, as someone who's putting this all together, any words from you, or we can start.
I mean, thanks, Amrit. It's fantastic, actually, to have an expert in personal branding, because I believe personal branding for an advisor is very critical. Because at the end of the day, you don't sell any product. Most of the time, it's about you, about your personal brand that matters the most in this profession. And having an expert like Komal giving us those briefs and strategies to build your personal brand is an amazing experience today, and I'm looking forward for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sachin. Thank you. So let's start today's session. I don't want to delay it anymore. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we are here to understand what personal branding is. Why should we even venture into personal branding? Zarurat bhi kya hai karne ki, right? And if we are doing it, what is the best possible way to create the maximum impact on social media? Yes. Who am I? I am the founder of Project. Project is a design agency. We specialize in creating logo, brand identity systems, and packaging design. I've worked with 150 plus startups, and I'm going to give you a little brief about my own journey and how personal branding started for me. So I have 15 plus years of experience, and I've worked with 150 plus startups. Okay, so my main business comes out of referrals and networking. In spite of that, whenever I used to go to a networking event, in spite of having this kind of experience in my industry, whenever I used to go to a networking event, I had to explain myself again and again and again to the new crowd that I was meeting. Every single time somebody would come in, they would ask, "Kaun hai Komal? What does she do? Why should we actually work with her?" And if you've been to networking events, you know that similar to you, there are so many other people who are doing exactly. So how are you going to stand out? If I was in a group of 40 plus people, there would be at least 2 more designers like me in that group. Why would an entrepreneur actually choose me over somebody else? I always had to make sure that I am the one initiating the meeting. I am the one giving discounts. I am the one explaining them, you know what, hi, I do good work. And I actually got frustrated with it. I was like, why am I doing? I have so much of knowledge. I have so much of experience. I have a good website. I have a good portfolio. I have good brands that I've worked with. But still, somehow, whenever I meet a new person, I have to actually redo that introduction all over again. I wanted to get out of that vicious circle that I was facing. And then I was introduced to personal branding. And I'm so glad I was introduced to personal branding at this point in time. It completely changed my trajectory. Now, after doing it for just 1 year, whenever I enter any networking event, I don't have to go and introduce myself. The other 40 people actually come and meet me and they tell me, you know what, Komal, we have seen you. We love your reels. You're active on LinkedIn. We love your social media profile. We know what you do. We want to work with you. Tell us how. So I have created a pull effect for me. Instead of me going and running after people, and instead of me going and running after clients, I've created a pull effect where they come in and they run after me and they tell me, you know what, we want to work with you. If I'm launching a brand, I want to make sure that the logo has to be designed by Komal. You tell us, if not 20 days, if you cannot do it in 20 days, if you can do it in 35 days, it's okay. We will still wait for you. That is the impact. There are no negotiations. There are no timeline budgets, no nothing. The brand is so powerful and strong that gets you everything you want in your business. And we are talking about making money. We are not talking about getting famous. Nobody is interested in getting famous if it does not bring them money, right? So this is why I put together all my experience of 15 years, whatever I have learned till now in branding, and I've converted it into workshops like today to impart the knowledge, to impart my learnings from the journey to people like you so that you can also grow. So I want to understand from the crowd today, what do you think personal branding is? According to you, personal branding क्यों करनी चाहिए? What is it? Can anyone unmute and answer? Maybe Sachin can go first, and then I think the crowd can follow.
As for me, personal branding is your identity there. You're the product there, and uh, like how we identify products. Like Santur soap is probably for that Chandan effect. Dettol soap is basically, or Lifebuoy soap is for a particular effect. Lux is basically a celebrity soap. Similarly, what do you stand for? And that's basically which is the most important thing. If you are a product, and in the advisor community, I think you are the only product. I mean, you sell third party products which are common, but the most important product is you yourself. So your identity makes a lot of sense in your entire business. So that's what I feel.
Absolutely. You bang on perfect definition. Personal branding is you, who you are, who your identity is. Why should your audience, why should your customer come and trust you? Only once they trust you, they will buy from you. If they don't trust you, the money is not going to come in. There are several other people doing exactly the same thing you're doing. There is no business that's new today. Everything has been done before, but you are trying to sell your trust and confidence to the customer. That is why personal branding is important. So today, let's decide what is your goal for your personal brand. Sharing a simple example, my goal when I started personal branding was to be an authority in my niche. My niche is branding, logo design. I wanted to be an authority. India, pure world, wherever people are, they should, the first thing that they feel that we are launching a brand and we want to get something designed, they should think of Komal. That was my idea of starting my personal brand. And of course, if I'm starting my personal branding and if I'm putting so much effort into it, I wanted to earn more money. But today, I want you, each individual today, to write down what is your goal of your personal brand. It can be to generate more leads. It can be to close more sales. Maybe you generate enough leads with whatever channel you have, but closure nahi hai. Conversions are less. So maybe it's to convert. Maybe it's to just give value addition to your clients. It can be anything. But unless and until you don't put a goal, it's very difficult for you to figure out a route. When you're traveling somewhere, I see somebody is in the car right now and, the person is going somewhere, right? So if you're traveling to a new destination and you are at destination A, you want to go to destination B, you put in Google Maps that this is the destination. Only once you put the destination B, then Google Maps actually shows you different routes to actually get there. But if you don't put that destination, even Google will not show you different routes. So if you're trying to do something new, if you don't put your goal right in front of you, you will not know which direction to take. You will not know if the direction is correct or if the direction is not correct. So it's extremely important for you to define, if you're being active on social media, if you want to create a personal brand, what is it that you're trying to generate out of it? Are we clear? Now we have decided our goal. And like Google Maps, we have several routes to reach that goal. One shows 30 minutes, one shows 40 minutes, one has tolls, one has a bridge, one has traffic routes. So which are you going to choose? You should obviously choose the way that's going to take the least amount of time, right? And which is the most impactful to reach to your destination. Which is the most impactful way to reach to your destination? It's by defining your brand personality. Why? What is brand personality? Do we even know what it is? Let's understand that today. And let's create a unique and impactful personal brand for you. So let's get to the base question. What is brand personality? Compare yourself to a flower, right? When you're interacting with somebody in an offline world, whether you're working in an organization, whether you're working independently or your own, whether you're in a networking event, when you first meet somebody, you're here. You're like a closed bud, right? So when somebody introduces you, suppose I've met Amrit today for the first time. Amrit will ask Komal, what do you do? I'll give him a 2-line answer. I'm a logo designer. I've designed logo for so-and-so company. End of story. It was nice meeting you. If you have any project, give it to me. If no, then bye-bye, tata, see you. Right? This is what we usually do. But imagine I'm meeting Amrit for the second time and the third time. Then I'll not keep repeating the same conversation, right? You will open up. You will open up a little bit and start talking. Do you watch Netflix? Hey, Amrit, which is the Netflix series that you're watching? Maybe you can bond on that, right? What are you doing? Where are you coming from? Maybe we can tag along and go to the event together. Can you drop me back? Have you come to this restaurant before? There are so many talking points that you try and generate a conversation with the other person, just because it's easier to connect to the other person when you're not talking about just your work. So from here, you go here. And then again, we are in the same group. So we keep meeting again. So what will happen? We'll open up a little more. We'll start talking about, you know what? Where are you planning to travel this year? Are you going to Austria? Have you been before? Which all places are you planning to go? Can you give me an itinerary? Do you think that will help? We meet more and we open up more. And then we meet more and we open up more. From here to here is a simple transition. And that happens when you meet the same person again and again and again, and you start opening up a little bit. That's human nature. But what happens is when we are in the online world, we are so scared that, oh my God, if I put this out on social media, will I get trolled? Is my safety okay? Am I supposed to post personal stuff on social media? That's the biggest question I get. So imagine if you are a financial advisor, which you are, and if you just keep talking about your work on social media, which is here, the audience is going to get bored. Everyone will say, how much gyan to listen to? The entire internet is full of gyan. How many times am I going to listen to the same topic again and again? And there are 20 financial advisors in this room. Everyone will give the same gyan. There's no novelty to it. So why should I listen to you? Why should I listen to Mr. Prasad? He is giving the same gyan as Mr. Sachin. So how do we change that narrative? When we meet somebody in the offline world, we don't take much time from going from here to here. But in the online world, we don't want to go. So the moment you start posting and the moment people start reacting, you need to start opening up step by step. It's a gradual process. I'm not asking you to trust your audience on day 1. I'm asking you to trust your audience on day 5, on day 100, on day 200. But you have to start opening up. You have to start telling your personal experiences to your audience. The same way I narrated my personal experience to you guys. I could have come and I could have directly started saying, you know what, these are the 3 simple steps to achieve your personal brand. But no, I didn't do that. What I did was I actually told you who I am, where I come from, and why did I choose personal branding. It was not necessary for me to come and tell you my failures today, that, oh, I was getting stuck in networking, nobody was recognizing me. But I did that. And because I did that, you have more trust on me today and you're listening to me today because you know that, oh, she's also gone through the same trouble. So there is a correlation. But do you want to put everything out there on social media? Not necessarily. It's really your choice. When you decide to draw a line, everyone has a family. If you decide that you don't want to put your family on social media, but you want to put several aspects of yourself on social media, that is the line you draw. The portion you show to the world is your personal brand. And the portion you keep for yourself is your personal space. There's a clear-cut distinction. Personal brand does not mean that every single place you go, every single activity you do, you actually put it out on social media. No, there has to be a line. And we will learn where to draw the line today. And once you've drawn the line, you have opened the flower. You know this is the flower that you want to show to your audience. Every single petal of that flower is a personality trait of yours that you need to identify today. And you need to develop content according to that and then showcase it to the world. Why? To generate relatability. So that the other person can understand who you are as a person, not just a financial advisor, and then speak to you, because that is when trust will develop. So how do I define this personal brand? How do I define my brand personality? I know that it's a flower and it needs to open, but who will tell me what my brand personality is? Is there a way to define it? Yes, there is. And there is a very simple trick to it. So again, I request everyone to take out their pen and paper. And in the middle of the paper, I want you to draw a circle and write down your name. Simple. The next step, I want you to branch it out and tell me what you think is your brand personality. I'll explain in simple 1 minute on how you're supposed to do it, and then you can go ahead and do it. In so many years of your existence, people have come and told you, oh, you know what, Komal, you're creative. You have an opinion. You have an opinion on everything. You're a very organized person. You have a daily to-do planner. You run according to the planner. If anything shifts from here to there, you have an issue. You're a quick learner. There are certain traits I know. I know I'm an introvert. I know I'm very blunt. I also know I'm very ambitious. There are certain traits that people come and tell you. There are certain traits you know. There are certain negative traits. There are certain positive traits. I want you to make a mind map of at least 15 qualities that you know for yourself, that somebody's come and told you. It can be positive, it can be negative, anything. And I'm going to give you only 2 minutes to do that. It should be very quick. We should know who we are, right? Not a very difficult thing. And the moment you guys are done, please write it in the chat that you're done. I've also curated a list of names, a list of adjectives that can help you define your brand personality in case you are having trouble to write it down quickly right now.
Komal, someone has messaged me on the private chat that please repeat what is the exercise that we have to do.
Okay. So the exercise is take a blank sheet of paper. It can be a normal paper. It can be a whiteboard, digital paper, whatever you prefer. In the center, draw a circle and write down your name. Let me just go back to that screen. Yeah. Write your name in the center. And from that name, branch out qualities that you think you have. Who are you as a person? I am organized. Komal is organized. She's confident. She's creative. She's ambitious. She's a keen observer. She's optimist. So you have personality traits, right? As a person, you may be extrovert, a good singer, somebody who cracks a lot of jokes, somebody who's always on time, somebody who's always late. Yeah. So we are supposed to write down these qualities and make a mind map out of it. Yes, how many of us are done? Start writing down in the chat. Show me a thumbs up. Okay, Mr. Prasad is done. Great. Everyone else? Yes, Mr. Jagannath is also done. Great. Guys, quickly. We have a lot to learn. This is just the first step. Suranjika's done. Great. Amrit is also done. Quickly, I'm going to wait for 3 more people to finish it, and then we'll move to the next step. Preetham is done. Great. 2 more people. Sachin is done. Great. Okay, done. Everyone's done. Perfect. Let's go to the next step. Out of the mind map you have created, I want you to pick 5 most prominent personality traits that you think will help you achieve your goal. Please remember, at the start, we had written a goal down. For me, the goal was to become an authority in my niche. For you, it was something else. You have to pick out 5 traits. No problem. No problem, Mr. Datta. If you're driving, of course, please understand this activity, and then probably you can do it again later. But everyone else, I want you to do this activity. Pick out 5 traits that you feel will help you achieve your goal. Simple? Done? I think Mr. Prasad is done. I can see him smiling. Done. Yes. He's quick. So my goal is to become an authority. I feel in becoming an authority in my niche, what helps me the most is being disciplined, being creative, because my industry is creative, being organized, being confident, and being optimistic. Now, these 5 traits that you have selected will become your bloomed flower. They are your petals. These are the 5 traits that need to come out in your personality, in your content, time and again and again and again. And you need to show this to your audience, not everything that you have. As a person, I may have 100 traits, but if I start showing those 100 traits to my audience will get confused. You have to pick and choose. You have to pick and choose which personality trait will help you reach the goal. You cannot show everything to everyone. It's too confusing. Yes, are more people done? Can I see some thumbs up, something in the chat that lets me know that we can move ahead? Yeah? Okay, great. I see a lot of thumbs up coming up. So it's simple. This is my brand personality and this is my goal, right? Everything that I do in my personal branding journey needs to be connected via these 2. Clear? But this is not the end of it. This is just the start of it. What do we do next? We also have to convert our audience. It's not just about creating content. Creating content is the first part, but the audience has to like you. They have to come back for more. If I'm creating content, if I just keep creating content, it's a one-sided conversation. The audience has to start reacting. How do you get reactions out of the audience? Simple marketing tip. Generate emotions. The moment you generate, every single viral marketing campaign generates emotion, some sort of emotion in their audience to go viral and so liked. You can search it on any portal and this will be the answer. But how do we know which emotion to target? There are so many emotions again. Like there are so many personality traits, there are so many emotions a human can generate. But we have to target a specific emotion, right? How do we know which emotion to target to get the maximum sales? Let's not trust me. I'm a branding expert. I am not a research or a marketing expert. Let's trust somebody else. Let's trust another expert. Let's trust Neurofy. What is Neurofy? Neurofy is a consulting company. They run experiments and understand human behavior. They use these experiments ka data and they sell it to companies like Coca-Cola, Tesla, Veromoda, big names in the industry. They sell this data to these companies so that these companies can understand how does a human brain function. And if we have to target this human brain, what activity, what marketing activity are we supposed to do so that we target the correct nerve in the brain? And what does this company Neurofy say? They have identified 7 emotions. 7 emotions that generate the maximum amount of conversions in clients. This is tried and tested by several famous brands. And what are these emotions? Hope, disgust, fear, anger, certainty, value add, and joy. If you want, you can screenshot this screen. You have to make sure that when you're generating content, you are targeting at least one of these emotions in your target audience. The moment you target one emotion, the conversion happens. The reply comes. And only once the reply comes, the conversation starts. Otherwise, it's just yarn. It's just a lecture that I'm giving because there is no conversation, no response is coming. And if the response is not coming, the lead will never get converted. It will just be an audience. That's not going to help. Are we clear? Convert your audience by targeting these emotions. You can pick which one you want. Hope, confidence, joy works the best. Now, how do we trigger this emotion? Now we know we have a brand personality, so we need to create content according to that. We also need to trigger an emotion, and which emotion also now we know. How do we trigger it? Can someone tell me, how do you browse social media? 90% of social media consumption is via mobile phone, right? So when you're scrolling through, if there are 5 people who right now are creating content, if you keep seeing those posts, what is the maximum area that's covering your mobile screen? A visual. Any social media platform will show you a profile photo, the name, your hook line, the first 2 sentences that you have written, and either your video ka snapshot or the picture that you put. The easiest way to trigger the correct emotion is to make sure your visual is attractive and related to your content. It cannot be unrelated. It cannot, if I am writing about branding, I cannot put a picture that I had taken up in Goa when I was there for a vacation. Does not correlate. Your audience gets confused. You have to make sure that it's a good visual and the visual is related to your topic, what you're narrating, and especially the first 2 lines that are actually shown when you're scrolling through the social media. How do we generate good visuals? The perfect example for your community, Mr. Ankur Wareku. Simple and effective visuals. He has a set of 10, 11 pictures. He uses those 10, 11 pictures in all formats possible. And he will write down a simple text, your hook line in that visual. Whether it's a video, whether it's a carousel, whether it's a single static post. And to add that influence and authority, he will very nicely put a small signature below it. Let's dissect this visual. What is happening? His brand personality is to give hope and optimism to people. If you see all his posts, he is generating hope and optimism. He's giving you gyan on that. He has smiling faces all across. There is no additional visual element to distract you. He has developed certain sentences that he is saying because he's a writer. He's used those sentences in the visual, very clearly written, highlighted the important parts with another color, and just added a simple signature. Why? To showcase authority. The moment you add a signature to your visual, the other person's brain signals authority. This person, he must be someone. Because he is someone, he has a signature, and because he has a signature, he's put it. Everybody does not have a signature. Your visual is the most important cue to your audience. What if you don't want to showcase your face? Is there a way? You don't want to shoot a video. You don't want to showcase your face. How do you do it? Let's take another example. Mr. Rajiv Talreja. He's a business coach. He's an excellent business coach. And he has a huge following. Simple steps. He's created a template. The profile photo you see is actually not generated by the platform he's active on, which is LinkedIn. The profile photo is a part of the template. He's created a template that looks like a LinkedIn template. So there's a profile photo, there is his name, very clever. There is his handle written, very, very clever. Because even if you don't remember his handle, because it's there in the picture, now you'll remember him. Very clean, very neat, white background and single color, blue, that generates trust. Simple pointers, does not take a lot of time. Anybody and everybody can do it. If you see this visual, 8 traits of the best leaders out there. After seeing this visual, you will actually click, read more. Let's see what is he written about. Because the topic is interesting. If you read failure should not be a teacher. Failure is a delay, not a defeat. It interests. It generates an interest. You actually want to know what he wants to say behind it. So the idea of generating a visual should be to generate a spark of interest in your audience. This is how you trigger the emotion, the correct emotion that you want to generate in your audience. Only once the visual is out of the way, then the narrative and the caption comes in. It's important. It's not that it's not important. It's very important. But that is not the first thing your audience sees. The first thing your audience sees is your visual. It takes up more than 50% of the space when you're scrolling through social media. So if your visual is not good enough, the thumb will not stop scrolling. You have to make sure that the visual is good enough so that your audience's thumb stops to scroll and actually looks at your content. If you don't want to do that and you still want to show a face, there is a very simple way. Get an avatar created. Figure out a graphic designer or a sketch artist. There are a lot of AI softwares that are free. Make sure you get an avatar created and develop it into a post. Instead of putting your face, instead of putting your picture, you can do this as well. If somebody is uncomfortable showing their face, and if they feel that that's not safe, they don't want to do it, there are several ways to make sure that you create content regularly, leaving behind all the insecurities you have. But creating content is important. You say you want to show your face, great, go for Ankur Warikoo style. You say that, okay, I want to show my face, but I don't have so many pictures. Go for Rajiv Talreja style. You don't even want to do that much. Create an avatar. It takes 5 minutes on an AI website. Create an avatar, use the same avatar. It will generate recall value. And then develop your content. Are we clear? You need to bring all the 3 steps together to create an impactful personal brand. The brand that is so unique, like your fingerprint. What does your fingerprint do? Your fingerprint opens only your phone. I cannot use Mr. Sachin's fingerprint to open my phone, can I? So my personal brand needs to be as unique as my fingerprint. So it will open the doors of opportunities only for me. Because I am showcasing the best version of myself, the bloomed version of myself to my audience in the best way possible. But is this all? I haven't spoken about algorithm yet. The biggest villain in the story. The algorithm does not support us. How do I beat the algorithm? It's simple. The algorithm is your audience. There is no algorithm. The moment you think there is an AI bot working somewhere behind and the algorithm is the way my personal brand is not growing, it's a big no. Your algorithm is equal to your audience. The moment you get your audience's attention, the moment you get your audience's engagement, the algorithm starts pushing your content to everybody else. And that's a thumb rule for all social media platforms, irrespective. Your audience needs to react. And the biggest mistake that we do, we only create for our audience. After creating, we ghost them. Once I've put up a post on Facebook, ho gaya. If somebody is commenting on it, I don't have the time to go and reply to that comment. Because if I go and reply to that comment, who will do business? If somebody is taking the time and effort to understand your content, to read your content, to put a comment, it's your responsibility to make sure you engage with them. You need to reply to every single comment that comes in, positive, negative. I get negative comments every day on my posts. People question, who teaches branding? Why are you saying these things? There are so many comments that come. If I'm giving my opinion about a newly developed logo by somebody else, people have comments on it. They are not always positive. You have to learn to reply to negative comments also, because it still shows the platform that somebody is having a conversation. The moment the platform understands that there is a conversation going on this particular post, it will boost your post and show it to other people and you go viral. So there is no algorithm, there is no cheat sheet, there is no trick. It's simple. You need to make sure you create content consistently. You need to make sure that you show your true personality to your audience, not just gyan giving about your field. If you like coffee, talk about coffee, why you like coffee, how do you have small coffee breaks to actually boost your productivity. If you're taking a vacation, talk about why taking that vacation is important. If you feel yoga is important and it has helped you stay productive, talk about yoga. If you feel journaling every day in the morning helps you, talk about journaling every day in the morning. If you have time management tips and tricks, talk about that. Your audience will love you and relate more with you. Talk in a manner so you can generate an emotion in them, and make sure to add a good visual, possibly with your face on it, because your face is your business. Your face is your recall value. The more they see your face, the more they recognize you, the more they trust you. And after doing all the effort, when somebody comes and tries and talks to you on social media, have the courtesy to respond back. The moment you respond back, they will come and engage more with you. The more they engage, the more the chances of them converting into a paying customer, the more the chances of the algorithm, the platform pushing your content to other people so that other people can benefit from your knowledge and then become your customers. Yes? Are we good? That's it. You have a unique and impactful brand. It's simple, effective, 3-step process. Not a very complicated one, but you need to make sure that you do it again and again and again. Any questions?
Komal, would you like to give a view from any specific social media platforms perspective?
So which platform is everyone active on, and what is the common problem that they are facing? I would love to know, and I can answer that. Do you use, go ahead.
So this morning we just did a quick poll in the community. So what we discovered was Facebook and LinkedIn are two of the platforms that come after WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the go-to app where people spend time. But yeah, Instagram is not much. Facebook comes second, and then the LinkedIn comes third.
Okay, so For Facebook, see, any social media platform you take, the base is always the same, right? I would suggest pick one social media platform to start with. Don't try and be active on all social media platforms together. WhatsApp is something that you have to do, right? But for Facebook, even for LinkedIn, your profile optimization is very important. Like that's the basic you need to do. What is your name? So if my name is Komal Makhija, my name needs to be consistent across all platforms, right? Whether it's my email, whether it's my business card, whether it's my social media handle. I cannot have a different name on my business card and I cannot have a different name on my social media handle because everything is interconnected. When initially I started my personal branding journey, I didn't have any followers. I had to go to networking events and tell them, hi, I'm active on LinkedIn, please come and follow me. And then I used to get followers, right? So the initial effort is going to be at your end. It's not going to happen that today you post content and you will go viral and several things will happen. So to make sure that people remember you and there is a consistency, you have to make sure even your profile picture is the same. The profile picture on your Facebook and LinkedIn and WhatsApp should be the same because that is going to generate recall value, right? If you're trying to post more on Facebook, you need to post at least 4 times a week. 4 times a week is a good number. Anything less than that is considered less. If you're going on LinkedIn, 3 times still work. 3 to 4 times is again a good number. Anything less than that is difficult. If you're developing a plan for your social media, when you are, say, if you take 4 posts a week, so there are 20 posts a month. If you're considering a 5-week month, 16 to 20 posts. And from that 16 to 20 posts, make sure that you divide the content well. 50% needs to be regarding your profession, regarding tips and tricks that you want to give to your audience from your perspective. Please don't Google, please don't use ChatGPT and give those tips and tricks. Everybody, I can Google and I can ChatGPT. If I am following you, I need to understand from your experience on why something needs to be done. Share your point of view, and that's 50% content. The other 50% in starting needs to be generic content out of your brand personality traits. It can be, if your target audience is attracting entrepreneurs like mine, I give productivity tips, I give time management tips, I talk about burnout a lot because that is something that most entrepreneurs relate to. You have to think from your audience's perspective. Who is your audience and what do they relate to and what do they actually come on that platform for? So if you're talking about LinkedIn, people open LinkedIn between 10 and 6. Nobody opens LinkedIn at 11 in the night. So they are in a very concentrated zone. They actually want to read and gain knowledge. So it has to be a very informative post. But when you talk about Facebook, people open Facebook throughout the day. So if you're creating content for Facebook, it has to be bite-sized content. It cannot be a long content because the attention span is not there. It will go off quickly. So you need to step into your audience's shoes and understand what is the time that they are going to go on that platform. For LinkedIn, people try and log on to that platform at, say, 10. So before 10, your post should be up. So 9:30 is a good time to post on LinkedIn. For Facebook, a lot of times people don't see Facebook posting in the morning because they have time. Aram se they'll open at 11:30. Or probably they open at 7 in the morning. You have to recognize your audience. And you need to post at a time when your audience is most active. You need to post content that is digestible by them at that point in time. If you're posting something at 7 in the morning and it's a 5-minute long video, people will not listen to it. It needs to be a 60-second video, quick information. If you have a lengthy information, try and divide it into smaller parts, create videos for that, create carousels for that, create static posts for that, but give bite-sized content. Somebody is asking me in the chat, can same content for LinkedIn and Instagram? It can be same, but see, for Instagram, videos on Reels work much better. And for LinkedIn, carousels and single images work much better. Video also works, but video, there is a rare chance for a video to go viral. Because people are usually in office when they are consuming LinkedIn content. So what happens is they want to read. It's easier for them when the carousel is there. If you're posting video on LinkedIn, make sure that you add captions, because again, if somebody's in office, they will not listen to it at loudspeaker. So even if it's mute, the captions will give the information away. So that is important to notice. It can be repurposed. I repurpose it myself. Don't try and put the same content at all social media platforms. Try and pick and choose. If it's Instagram, again, try and choose small bite-sized content to put there. Again, attention span is really low. For LinkedIn, you can use the same topic and put a longer content. Yes. Can you show me an example of a brand which is transformed by you? You're talking about personal brand. If yes, the QR code is right there in front of you. That's my personal brand, and my journey has transformed my business and everything that I do in daily life. You can scan the QR code. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. That's my most active platform. Happy to answer more questions, guys. You can raise your hand, unmute and talk. Yes, Sachin, go ahead.
Yeah. In fact, one small observation, and I would need your opinion on this. What I feel is some of the best, most popular advisors, on the social media, I've seen them doing one particular thing very commonly. That is, they don't actually, a lot of them don't, who are very popular, not only stick to content as such. They often publicize their celebrity kind of an achievement, like they have got an award or the conference that they have gone, or where they have attended a session and they have been invited as a key speaker. I mean, what do you think? As far as achieving that celebrity status is concerned, is that the most important thing, or the content, as we always say, is the king?
Content is the king. Nothing beats content. I can put up 10 trophies ka picture on my whichever account I'm active on, but if my content is not giving you value, you will like that post with 10 trophies, but then what? See, you have to, the thing with personal branding is it's not a one-time activity, it's a lifelong activity. You cannot say that I will post today and then I will not post after a month, because you have to post every single day. Once you become a bigger personal brand, if you see, they post every day. They don't post 2 times a week or 3 times a week. So if your content is not valuable, why will I go back to your profile again? You have to show your face every day to the audience. They have to know that you exist, some value to them in their lives, and that is how they will follow you. And that is why when they want an advice, they will come to you, because your face is ingrained in their memory, because they see you every day. So the visibility factor is very important.
Fantastic. Yes, I agree with you.
Thank you. Mr. Prasad had a question. Please go ahead, unmute and ask Mr. Prasad.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. How long will it take to transform a customer to say, how are you instead of who are you?
You want the customer to ask you that question?
Yeah, this is a question. Instead of asking me, who are you? I want to make him to ask me, how are you?
If you post consistently on social media, 3 months is enough. 3 months is more than enough.
Oh, thank you.
I have seen, so I will give you an example. I don't know if you know Lulu Raghavan. She is huge in my industry, in branding industry. I mean, I want to become someone like her. So I was trying to post consistent content on LinkedIn, and on the 70th day, sorry, of posting my content on LinkedIn, I had connected with her long back, and she never used to like my content or engage with my content, no, nothing. But I attended a workshop in her own office, and there were about 30 people, and everybody, obviously it was a workshop, so you had to get up and introduce yourself, and everybody had to get up and introduce yourself. And before I could say anything, because I was posting consistently on LinkedIn for 70 days, 70 days is less than 3 months. Before I could introduce, she told my name. And of course, we know Komal, she is so active in social media and we read her content every day. You have no idea of the amount of joy I had in my heart that day, because I had just given 70 days, and I'm not saying my content was top notch. There were mistakes because even I was starting out. I was also new to it. But in 70 days, somebody that I aspired to be knew who I am. I didn't have to introduce myself in that room full of 30 people where every single other person introduced themselves. That is the impact of personal branding.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're most welcome.
I have another question which I posted on the chat.
I'm just reading that. Yeah. Customers buy me first, followed by product and company last. Perfect example. Customer will always buy you and your face first. If somebody comes to me for a design project, they come to me because they know me, they have seen my face, they have trust in me. Whether I do the designing or my team does the designing, I am responsible. I'm responsible for delivering the output on time, on that quality that was promised. So they buy me first. They don't buy my company first. Never. You're absolutely right on this.
No, because this has been bombarded for offline sales and marketing strategy. Does it hold good for online also?
Online strategy is exactly a replica of offline strategy. Let me be very, very clear. Whatever I do online or offline is the same. When I go to networking events, I introduce myself and I try and create a bond with the other person because that is how the person remembers me. Whether it's via coffee, whether it's via normal chit chat, whether it's via telling them, oh, whatever. Because if I'm going to, I'm a girl, if I'm speaking to a girl, I'll tell them, oh, I like your shoe, I like your bag. The person will immediately remember me. That is what I do offline. To build a connect. I do the same thing online. When I'm commenting on somebody's post who's been to a same destination that I am, I'll post my same picture. I'll say, oh, even I've been there. The person will remember, oh, she's also been there. I can speak to her about it. That is how you build a connect. Everything you do in offline and online is same. It's just we are hesitant to do things online because we cannot see the audience. We don't know who's our audience. Offline is easy. I can see the person.
Because there is a difference between being technical and being social. I might be a tech savvy guy, but I may not be a social. And
yeah, that's completely fine.
But
yeah, that's completely fine.
How long will it take for a person who is non-social and transform himself or herself into a social media?
Less than 3 months. Okay. I was not social. Now I'm coaching people. When I started my personal branding journey, my pages used to be 0, no posting. Nobody knew anything about me. And now I post a lot of things. Less than 3 months, my guarantee. Post consistently though. If you choose 3 to 4 days, post consistently, you will see the difference.
Thank you. Thank you.
Most welcome. Yes, anyone else, any question? Happy to answer.
I have a question. If you
go ahead, Amrit. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about the topic when you mentioned that sharing between the personal and professional stuff. So what if someone is not comfortable? I'll tell you about myself. I like talking about work and the things around my work, but when it comes to sharing things about me, that is somewhere I hesitate a lot. And be it telling people about my traits or telling what I feel about someone. I hesitate a lot in terms of giving out opinions because I fear being, sort of like if someone may take it wrongly or things might go wrong. So,
what will go wrong? Tell me what will go wrong. What will go wrong?
No one wants to be in middle of controversy, right?
There is no controversy. See, please understand. There are 8 crore content creators in India. Do you understand that number? You are this much. Nobody cares. You care a lot about yourself. Let me tell you very, very clearly. I care about myself. You care about yourself. Everybody is here to live their lives. Even if there is a controversy, if you posted something wrong, if you feel you get trolled, there will be another post in a split second that the person will skip to.
So I'll tell you where I'm coming from. This is one question that I had received while registration. That insurance is it's a field where there's a lot of technical jargons go on. There are a lot of products which we endorse because we are associated with XYZ. So we might have opinions. We might vouch for something more than the other thing. And what if our opinions are not received well by audience? So yeah, this was one discussion that had happened where people were like, is it safe to go online and talk about products or talk about so this is one part. The other part that I told you about myself is even I, resonated with that issue that yeah, even I have this thing, be it insurance or be it the field, we are in. So yeah,
So
that the drawing the line between what if you know what if I don't want to talk about myself and just talk about the kind of work we do, the kind of work I do at my personal level? Is it still uh, is that trajectory same for 3 months that you said that, or is
there
it?
is no trajectory because you are trying to be a business brand in your name. See, let's be very clear. I'll be very, very blunt. If you are trying to say that you will only talk about your work, whatever you do in your work, you are a business brand page. There is no personal brand. फिर आप टाटा को ले लो और कोको कोला को ले लो, they are doing exactly the same. So if you're trying to say that you are a company in one single person, it's going to be a wrong impression because you're not a company, you're an individual. So if you are an individual and if you are a human, I need to see the human side of Amrit. So if you don't want to talk about your vacation, that's fine, but at least talk about your failures in your work. Show the human aspect of it. Talk about how, if you are juggling 2-3 different businesses. I know you manage a community and a business. How do you actually manage a community and a business separately? How do you actually find the time to do that, and how do you actually give time to your wife after that, after your family? That is not pure personal, but that is interrelated. How do you maintain a work-life balance? How do you mentor people? So those are human traits. You have to be human. You have to talk about human traits. Otherwise, you're a business brand page. And if you feel you're only and only going to see, you can only talk about your content once you reach 50,000 followers. So when you talk about generalized content, it's called a foot in your door. Somebody enters your door because you're talking about generalized content. Because I went to a vacation in Austria, Suranjika I saw her post and then we connected on it. Probably I'm not interested in the field she is in, probably she is not interested in the field I am in. But now we have a talking point. Because we have a talking point, and then we started commenting on each other's LinkedIn posts or starting, WhatsApping each other. Then we thought, oh, let's do a workshop together. Or maybe, let's form a community together. It gives you a starting point to connect. That is why you're supposed to talk. And you can see your private space and your personal brand are completely different. You can draw the line yourself. It's completely fine if you don't want to talk about certain aspects. But ab yahan pe rahoge to kuch nahi hoga, thoda you'll have to bloom. The more you bloom, the more confidence you will have because the more people will come and relate to you. Try it for 1 month. It's a promise you will bloom more. The other question, the trolling one, let me just address it quickly. I know we are running late. See, it's your opinion, and I believe in putting my opinion out there because I'm an opinionated person. If you are not, it's okay if you don't put. It's really your personal brand. You need to be comfortable with it. I had put up an article where Ralph Lauren had done a rebranding and it got very mixed responses. Like the first 3 comments were totally opposite to my opinion that I'd written in my post. And I was so stressed, I can't tell you. So stressed because I was like, what have I written? My audience is not reacting the same way. Am I supposed to delete the post? Am I supposed to answer back? Am I supposed to prove myself? Nothing. After those 3 comments, there were 5 comments supporting me. It's always a mix and match. And what happened after that? People forgot. But the person who had written the first negative comment remembered me for my opinion because I stood up for my opinion. She's a client now. She came back to me and said, Komal, I want you to rebrand my company after putting a negative comment. So there is nothing negative. Everything on social media you have to take with a pinch of salt. Don't take it to heart. If you want to share your opinion about your products, share. If you feel you will get into a fix, don't share everything. Right conditions apply. There's some smartness we can apply to it. Does it answer the question?
Yes. Thank you for your views on that.
Okay.
Preetham has dropped a comment.
How do you manage to be so lively, cheerful, even at coming to an end? So genuine. Oh, thank you so much. I love doing what I'm doing, and like I told you at the start, I have grown so much in my business just via my personal branding journey that I actually want more and more and more people to be on this journey, because once you start, you will see the magic. You will see your credibility go up by, I don't even know how many times, by 10x minimum. The only thing is, don't restrict yourself. Try and show your full personality and be consistent. And that's it. And thank you so much for the compliment, Preetham.
All right, that was a lovely session. Our last call for questions. If there are any questions anyone would like to ask, please unmute and go ahead. If not, then we would definitely go ahead and wrap up the session.
Amrit,
Yes.
I have a quick statement to make. Just
Yes,
a quick
please.
one. And if Komal likes to react to that, she's free to do that. I will, just on what Mr. Prasad said. You have to sell yourself first. This is very, very particular about our community as such. Very often advisors think that they are associated with one of the top brands in the insurance company or insurance sector or any other financial product sector, and they feel that's the most important asset they have. And very often they talk about how big the company is, and how long they have been servicing customers and how big that brand is. What Mr. Prasad said is to the point. It's about you and not about the brand that you sell. That's what I feel. So, Komal can have a comment on that if she likes to.
Very, very rightly said. It's always about your opinion, what you want to sell. See, if I am coming to you for whichever service, I am coming to you because you have an opinion. If you're just going to show me these are the options, this is the rate card, I can look at it up online. I am coming to you because I perceive you as an expert. So I am going to buy your expertise first. The moment I trust you. If I don't trust you, I will not buy your expertise. I will actually go and look it up on Google. I will, even after you try and sell something to me, I will check with Google. Oh, is he right or is he bluffing? What is he doing? Let me just recheck. That should not happen. You have to generate so much trust in your audience's mind by giving the value and your opinion. And then they will buy you first.
And in fact, Finergy was conceived with that particular thought process. We realized that advisors have to be promoted, or advisors have to be the first and the most important aspect in the entire sales journey of any financial products. And that's where we came across. I'm very glad that you seconded the whole comment and confirmed it. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Lovely. So I'm assuming that there are no more questions coming in, and that is an indication that this session has been immensely satisfactory to all the members that have logged in today. And on behalf of the entire group over here, on behalf of the entire community, Komal, I would like to express deep gratitude for joining for this session, doing this for us, and adding value immensely to helping us get a perspective about social media, building a brand using social media, and 90% of the people or more than that just consume content. Putting yourself out there, trying to add value through it, and then trying to create that kind of rapport relationship. I think this will go a long way for not only people over here, but going forward the conversations we do in the community, because I think this is the beginning of leveraging internet to grow your business, if I can just put it in simple words. So thank you so much once again on behalf of the entire community. Sachin, closing comments, and then we can wrap up the session. After you have your closing comments, I would like to once again mention about the Finergy app, what we are doing at Finergy. So after you, Sachin.
Yes. Oh, Komal, thank you so much. I mean, that's exercise that you made us to get the 15 points personality traits about yourself. I never did that thing in my life ever. So it was amazing experience myself. As I commented in the chat box, very crisp and effective session. And I'm at least, speaking about myself, I'm going to get started with the personal branding journey right from right from the time we close this session. Probably I'll start with Googling and doing some research, but I'm getting started for sure. Thank you so much, Komal.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It made my day, and I'm so happy. If you're saying that you will start it right today, I think I've done a good job today. I'm going to pat myself and have a good dinner that, okay, at least somebody is going to start their personal journey and see the transformation for sure.
I'm sure
Thank you so much.
I'm sure there would be more guys. I'm sure, it was amazing, Komal. Thank you.
Thank you. And, I am very active on my LinkedIn. And if you have any doubts, if you want to have a conversation, you can screenshot this QR code. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, or Amrit, you can share my LinkedIn ID. If you have questions, any doubts, whatever it is, please shoot a question and I'll be more than happy to help you out.
Absolutely. The QR code is already in the community, so people can
Thank
access
you
it.
so much.
And in fact, I was going to say this for you that since we are talking about getting started with LinkedIn, getting started with Instagram, do stay connected with Komal at a personal level. Try to start building connections, including having Komal along with you, because I'm sure you all can exchange good conversations over LinkedIn, and I think she'll be the most happiest person to see a name from this session on LinkedIn connecting with her.
Yes, I will be. Thank you so much.
Lovely, lovely. So before we wrap up today's session, once again, would just like to put some light on Finergy. This session is brought to you for the community by Finergy Growth Solutions. Finergy is basically a brand, the creator of the application that a lot of advisors in the community are already using to boost their business. It is basically a platform that helps you learn your prospects in a deeper way, and basically shift from the mindset of pushy sales to rather serving your prospects and customers in a more meaningful way, in a more deeper way, in a more relevant way, subjective way. So a lot of people are already across India are using the Finergy app to grow their businesses. For those, I would request, do explore the application. I'm not asking you to just take it up, but do explore Finergy application, because it is for the good of the agent and the advisor community. And I'm talking this from my heart. Do check out, because I am very closely associated with this brand, and I am sort of endorsing the kind of value we are trying to create at Finergy for the people using the power of technology. So thank you so much. The website is myfinergy.com, myfinergy, myfinergy.com. And I'd be happy to jam with you to discuss about the Finergy app. You can connect with me on a one-to-one basis. I'm there in the community. You always see my messages around. So I would love to do that. And finally, thank you so much, Komal. It was a wonderful session, a lot of value, and on behalf of the community, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Lovely. Thank you so much.